Thanks for staying with us. Welcome back to the Bluffton News. With me now is District 9 County Council candidate RJBoehme. Randy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So let's get right into it because I know we have a lot to cover.
Okay.
Why are you running?
First and foremost, I'm going to be glancing down. There's so many things I want to tell you, so I want to use my notes if that's at all possible.
That's okay. I'll join you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So 2 years ago, I retired to the low country, and I found a beautiful nature-inspired place. I'm running because I'm fearful that the beautiful nature-inspired place is changing, and with the rapid expansion that's occurring, that it might not be changing for the best. So my candidacy is based upon growing Bluffton beautifully, pushing the economic development forward, but doing it responsibly.
Now, before we get to platforms, tell us a little bit about your interpersonal qualities and what do you believe that you as a person will bring to office?
Well, first and foremost, I'm extremely outgoing and I'm very, very transparent, probably to a fault. I've had the privilege of starting in big pharma as a salesman and retiring as a CEO. I built multiple organizations and sold them to publicly traded companies. So my interpersonal skill set is one that I understand economic development. In the same vein, as a little boy, I wanted to be a national park ranger, and I've spent my life involved in many ecological and environmentally sensitive areas.
Let's stay on that vein for a moment and talk about your advocacy work. So you mentioned you've been here for about 2 years. You've been getting involved in a lot of things. Talk a little bit about that.
You know, I did. I really jumped in, and I spend literally half of my week. I'm retired now, but I work as hard and harder some days than I did when I was running my businesses. So I got involved. I emailed Lisa Salka when we got here and said that there's so much trash up and down the corridors, and we need to do something about it. And she got right back to me. So my volunteer work started almost immediately. And it transitioned into a long list of things. So I was voted the Beaufort County Volunteer of the Year last year. The Beaufort County Council, they have recognized me for my community activism. I've been involved with the South Carolina Coastal Conservation League. I've helped with the plastic bag ban. I became a master naturalist through Clemson for the Low Country so that I knew what I was working with. I volunteer a bunch of time to the police department, Chief Reynolds, Chief Manning, and to our to-be-determined chief. I sit on the Don Ryan mentor board for the economic development of Bluffton. I could go on and on and on. There's so many things that I've gotten involved with that literally my wife looks at and she's like, you still work for a living? And it's like, but it's all community activism and it's all about the environment and the ecology and keeping the low country exactly why we moved here, keeping it the same as what we would hope for our children, our grandchildren.
Now, the environment is something that's a big hot button issue. Well, generally speaking, but of course in our beautiful area, and you've talked a lot about that, but you've got a lot of business experience, and something else that you need to understand as a county councilman is business. Talk a little bit about the life experiences that you've had that showcase your knowledge in that area.
Well, I understand pro formas and balance sheets and business plans because I wrote them from ground up, from one employee ground up. I built organizations of hundreds in healthcare delivery, LASIK centers, surgery centers. My background is healthcare economics. So I understand business development from the perspective of what's needed from the business itself, but also how it can integrate into the community and how it can, if you will, make a better place for all the citizens that live in that area. So with my background in business, I would have a tendency, with my background in business, I'd have a tendency to say that I think I'm a little bit different than the other candidates because I've walked the walk, I've been there, and I've done that.
Now, speaking directly to our viewers, and Randy, we're running out of time, but very quickly, what is one thing that you would ask them to consider before they go to the ballot box?
I would ask you to please investigate your candidates. This is a very serious topic right now. Bluffton is changing, Beaufort County is changing very rapidly. So I would say be aware of the change, become educated on the candidates that are running, and look at their real life experiences and ask your question, have they walked the walk or have they talked the talk? And then I also ask you to go on June 12th and vote and vote to keep Bluffton beautiful.
Randy, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more after a quick break.